Okay, I have something cool to share with you today. Now, when it comes to demonstrating card routines, sometimes you really do need a spectator there across the table from you to be able to do it in any convincing way. And that's for the simple reason that if you don't have a spectator, everyone's going to have to see the spectator's card, okay? And in this particular case, that undermines everything, because the premise is you as the performer would not know what the spectator's card is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just show you under the hood what's going on with this principle so that you can put it to work right away in your own card magic. So what you need here is you need a full deck, and then you need 4 marker cards at the top of the deck that you as the performer are aware of. Spectator doesn't know anything about these. So what I've done is I've chosen 4 cards. In fact, they're 4 jacks with different backs so that we can follow their movement, just so that you can see what's going on with this principle. Okay, so ordinarily this would just be a standard deck, 52 cards. You've put 4 marker cards on the top as helper cards. Okay, now of course, to begin the effect, it would be wise to go ahead and riffle shuffle the deck a few times to allay any suspicions that the cards are arranged. Just make sure you preserve those 4 cards at the top, like that. Okay, and then you just turn to the spectator and tell them, we actually need 24 cards for one portion of the deck for this routine. So we'll go ahead and just deal out 24 cards, so 5. Maybe we'll take from different parts of the deck, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Okay, so we have 24 cards here and 28 remaining cards, which we'll still need, so I'll put them off to the side. Okay, and now what we're going to do is just deal out the cards into 4 piles, like so. Okay, so we'll just 4 piles of 6 cards each, of course. Okay, so you just deal them out like that. Okay, and now to further mix these cards, we're going to perform a 4-way rosette shuffle. Okay, so what we're going to do is just spin each of these, bring those together, and then just have the spectator help you kind of gather these. They're going to probably bump up against each other. They almost always do. So you may have to kind of spin the cards to get them to agree there. Okay, so let's go ahead and square that up. Perfect. Now you turn to the spectator and you say, okay, can I have you take a look at that top card? This is going to be your special card, and then put it anywhere in this packet. In fact, I'll even turn away when you do that. So the card they selected is the Jack of Diamonds. Okay, now of course you wouldn't know that as the performer. So go ahead and have them cut the deck wherever they would like. Place this card in the middle before reassembling the deck, this portion of the deck. So you would turn around as the performer. Spectator would pick up any number of cards, put that in there, and drop it on top. Okay, very good. And then you would turn around as the performer, and then you would just ask the spectator, how should we stack these 2 portions of the deck? It's a free choice, and they truly can choose either stacking. So maybe they'll choose to do it like that. That's just fine. And then from there, just tell the spectator, we probably should give these a bit of a mix. So I'll go ahead and just perform something called a shadowy shuffle. This is where you move the top to the bottom, bottom to top. I can add a link in the description below to the shadowy shuffle. It's a great way to mix the cards. Okay. Now this is the most important step perhaps of the entire routine, or at least one of the most important steps. Tell them that you're going to now turn around while they cut the packet randomly. And they can cut the packet multiple times if they choose. Okay? But the key is you will not see where, or even approximately where they're cutting. Okay? So the spectator would just come in here, cut the packet somewhere and complete the cut, or maybe perform multiple cuts. That would be just fine. Okay? And then you as the performer would turn around, and then you can turn to the spectator and say, would you agree that there's just no way that I could possibly know the exact identity of the card that you selected and noted, and also know anything about where it is in the deck? Do you agree with that? And they most certainly will, given all of the freedom that you've given them. Okay? And so what you would do is just turn the deck face up, kind of spread it out so everyone can see all of the cards here. And now it's at this point you could go in many directions as the performer, because I already immediately know where their card is. Their card is the jack that is guaranteed to be at least 6 cards away from the other sets of jacks, or from the other jacks. Now it appears that in my rosette shuffle, these little guys ended up right next to each other. So that was just serendipity. So let me turn the deck around and kind of show you what's going on here. Okay? So because of the dealing out of 24 cards into 4 piles of 6, like we did, okay? What's always going to happen with the cards, always, you'll have 3 jacks that will have 5 or fewer cards between them. Now these jacks have 0 cards because I just happened to put all of the top cards on top, okay? Which is not likely to happen. And you can try this out for yourself. Normally these jacks will be separated by some number of cards. Okay, so when you go to perform this, I guess a more realistic situation would be something like this. So maybe I should do that. I don't know how I had such amazing luck that I brought all 4 to the top. Now this is a far more realistic and likely outcome. So because of the construction of the 2 portions of the deck here, you're going to have 5 or fewer cards between each of these jacks that were not chosen and moved to that bottom portion. Okay, so here we have just 3, here we have 3. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have more than 5 cards, and likely far more than that, which is the case here. It looks like 10 to 12 or something. You're going to have likely far more than 5 cards between this outlier jack and its closest mate. And I think we actually have 12 cards here. Okay? So what that means then on the other side is when you spread these out, you can immediately see exactly where the outlier jack is. So you'd see a jack here, and then not that far away, 5 cards or fewer, you'd see another jack. 5 cards or fewer, you'd see a third jack. And then quite a distance away, you're going to see a 4th jack. And this jack must be the one that they noted and that they put into that packet of 28 cards. Okay, well anyway, that's the principle. So it's using a 4-way rosette shuffle to kind of pull this off. And then the construction of the 24 cards just guarantees that no matter how those cards come together, those 4 packets, and no matter where the spectator puts their noted card inside, that's important, inside the other portion of 28, you're always going to have a situation where their card is going to be a clear outlier, while the other 3 are going to be relatively close to each other. And once again, the numbers are no more than 5 cards will separate the first 3 jacks. Okay, the jacks that are staying together, they'll have no more than 5 cards between them. And then the 4th jack's going to have more than 5 cards. And as we can see here, it most likely will be far more. It will depend on how the spectator actually cut into that packet of 28. But even if they only cut off the top card and put that jack in, you'll still have 6 cards between this one and the closest jack, which would tip you off right there. That must be their card. Anyway, I thought I would share this fun little principle with you. You could use it probably in countless ways. I appreciate you watching and encourage you to take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.